Jason's life moved like a high-speed train, fast, loud, and on time. He lived by a calendar. Every task, every meeting, every break was scheduled. His world was emails, charts, numbers. Conversations were short. Coffee was strong. Smiles were rare. He wasn't rude. Just focused. That rainy Tuesday morning, Jason left home as usual, tie sharp, phone in hand, Bluetooth in his ear. He stepped through the office building entrance, water dripping off his umbrella, and made his way to the elevator without breaking pace. Inside, he was alone for a second. Then the door opened. A woman walked in. Maybe in her 40s. Short gray hair, bright green scarf, a paperback novel in hand. She nodded politely and stood on the other side. Jason barely glanced up. His eyes stayed locked on his phone, scanning through a flood of emails. The elevator hummed, rising floor by floor. Until it didn't. A loud thud. A flicker of the lights. Silence. Jason looked up. The buttons were dead. The elevator had stopped. He pressed the open button. Then the emergency one. Nothing. He looked at his phone, no signal. No Wi-Fi. He sighed. Loudly. The woman calmly sat down on the floor, crossed her legs, and opened her book. She didn't panic. Didn't say a word. Just turned a page. Jason frowned. We're stuck. She looked up briefly and smiled. Looks like it. Shouldn't we call someone? Bang on the door? Something? She shrugged. They'll notice. Elevators don't stay broken forever. Jason paced. Tried calling. No luck. He muttered under his breath. He checked his watch every 30 seconds. Finally, he gave up and sat down too, stiffly, like someone wearing a suit at a picnic. Minutes passed. He sighed. Not how I planned my morning. She chuckled, not looking up from her book. That's the thing about mornings. They don't always care about our plans. Jason raised an eyebrow. You always this calm? She shrugged again. I used to be like you. Then life taught me to slow down. Eventually, I listened. Jason looked at her more closely now. She wasn't flashy. No phone. No fancy bag. But something about her felt grounded. Peaceful. Like she knew something he didn't. They started talking. Not small talk, real talk. About how she used to be a lawyer but left the job to travel. About how he loved numbers but hated people. About the way elevators force strangers to become silent roommates. Jason found himself laughing. Not a polite chuckle, a real belly laugh. He hadn't laughed like that in weeks. They talked about favorite books. Places they'd never been. Fears they didn't usually say out loud. The elevator was still stuck. But somehow neither of them minded anymore. After maybe 40 minutes, a voice came from the speaker. We're working on it. Please stay calm. Jason and the woman looked at each other. She smiled. I told you they'd notice. When the doors finally opened, 15 minutes later, light poured in, and a technician waved. Jason stood up. Helped the woman to her feet. They walked out together. The hallway was noisy, filled with rushing workers and the hum of business. Jason turned to her. I'm Jason, he said. She smiled. Emma. He hesitated. Do you want to grab coffee sometime? No pressure. She tilted her head. Sure. I like surprises. They exchanged contact info. No awkwardness. No rush. Jason walked away without checking his phone. His meeting was probably already over. For once he didn't care. Outside, the rain had stopped. The sky was brighter. The city sounded different. Jason took a breath. Slower. Deeper. And smiled. Let's pause. Did you notice how this story used real English, the kind people use in daily life? Phrases like barely glanced up, grounded, real talk, for strangers to become silent roommates, without checking his phone, these aren't from grammar books. They're from real conversations. And when you hear them inside a story, you remember them, because you feel them. That's the magic of learning through stories. We upload a new story like this every single day, simple enough to understand, deep enough to grow your English. So don't forget, like this video, subscribe for more stories, and comment below. Have you ever had a meaningful talk with a stranger? What happened?